Pentacle, Chapter 31. Jeremy proceeded to turn the house upside down looking for the insurance card, and Ken eventually pointed to the card that was on the fridge. If it was there, hissed Jeremy before adding, "Never mind, leave the house then, and I will lock the door behind you." Ken left the house with Steve-Ball, and on the outside he informed Dorothy that Siddhartha was in the hospital with 2 bullet wounds, and it was all the information he had that he was able to get out of Jeremy. He got inside the car to follow after Jeremy, and the youth led him to the hospital where Siddhartha rested. "I got his insurance card," said Jeremy, speaking to the first nurse he ran into. "I am sorry, but I do not know whom you speak of," said the nurse, and she added, "Cats are not allowed. T-Bot is a therapy cat, like Kane, and I brought him here to cheer up the cancer patients." "Oh, bless your kind soul," said the nurse, smiling sadly, "and the patients are right this way." "Before going there, can you see about helping my friend with his insurance information? And he's an officer like me, and he was wounded in the line of duty," said Kane. Through his intervention, Jeremy was able to sort out Siddhartha's insurance information, and Kane brought T-Ball to the sick patients who were currently getting chemotherapy. He placed T-Ball on the lap of the youngest patient he saw there, a lass of some 23 years of age, and the maiden cringed when she became aware of the ugly-looking cat, and she laughed when she saw the silly little dress he was wearing. "Your cat is male," said the maiden. "I know, and he belongs to a friend, and I had to lie a lot to help him to sort through an insurance-related mess. So that is why I'm here with his cat," said King. "So he's not a therapy cat?" asked the maiden. "No, he's a lifesaver cat. And if it wasn't for him, I would have gotten murdered by a psychopath with a vampire fetish," said King. "A vampire fetish?" asked the maiden, becoming curious. "Just a wannabe vampire. The story sounds funnier each time I tell it, but when it happened to me, it was pretty scary. The long and short of it was that I was drugged and I was bit, and the cat led the cops to where I had been taken, and thanks to his intervention, I was saved. End of story," said King. Kane spoke with the maiden for half an hour, and when the treatment ended, the nurse came to wheel her out of there. "I didn't catch your name," said Kane. "Let's leave things as they are," said the maiden, returning the cat to Kane. And since the woman thought she was dying, she didn't want to have a new friend to mourn her. "And see you in my next life, stranger." Kane grew somber when he understood the meaning behind those words, and he handed the cat to another patient to ease his suffering, and he then went to check about Siddhartha. The man was in the intensive care, but he was awake, and he had recently awoken from after the operation. Jeremy was beside him, holding his hand. "Did you see the person who shot you?" asked Kane. "No," said Siddhartha flatly. "Did you?" started asking Kane when he was interrupted. "Kane, you are a police officer, not a detective," snapped Siddhartha before turning his head. "Just leave him be," whispered Jeremy, "and if he needs your help, he knows where to find you." Jeremy placed his hand in Kane's elbow to gently guide him out of the room, and Kane, feeling a bit offended, said, "Why doesn't he like me?" "For the same reason he doesn't like me. You are annoying, clingy, and childish, and he wanted us to be friends, but since we never clicked, he now secretly despises you. It is stupid, but that is who he is. He's a stupid man. A very, very stupid man who only likes to hang out with the cool kids. And since you're not cool, he doesn't want to be your friend, and you're better off not associating with him," said Jeremy before slamming the door closed on Kane's face. Kane sighed with relief before going to fetch Steve-Ball, and Jeremy opened the door for a second to retrieve his cat, and since he wasn't needed or wanted, Kane returned home. And he was greeted by his little cat, Julia. At least she was loyal. "Meow," said Julia. "It's Kane. Say it with me. Kane," insisted Kane. "Meow," repeated Julia. "Meow. Close enough," said Kane. He looked at the time, and with nothing better to do, he decided to visit Irina. He wasn't in the mood for a tarot reading, and she had been wrong as far as the big change that was going to happen in his life. And while driving there, he fancied that maybe she would have been referring to Eric's death, or perhaps she meant the complete breakdown of his non-existent friendship with Siddhartha. And it was stupid that he needed his psychic to be right all the time. When he arrived, he pouted when he heard Irina say, I was wrong. Wrong about your romantic dinner idea, said Kane. Yes, I should have known that you would both botch such a simple romantic gesture, said Irina, rubbing her temple. I think things are better now, and we were never meant to be lovers, and we function better as friends, said Kane. Irina lifted a card before placing it back down on her deck, and she laughed to herself, almost as if the tarot cards had told her a joke. What did the card say? Asked Kane. Nothing, said Irina, shuffling her deck. Eugenia's kid is mine, isn't it? Said Kane. Now who's the crazy psychic giving wild prediction? Asked Irina, laughing, and she added, laying the card down. I could teach you to read the tarot cards, and with a basic meaning, it is enough to provide light entertainment at dinner parties. I don't know, said Kane, picking up a card. It was the Tower card, and he showed the card to Irina, who looked somber. Yes, you're right. It is not going to be good for you to learn the tarot, said Irina before shuffling her cards again. And she drew 2 cards. Now, would it be a boy or a girl? I just hope Eugenia's child is born healthy, said Kane. I don't care about what it could be. If the child happens to be yours, what will you do? Asked Irina. Man up. My father was too busy working to be there for me, but I at least want to make the effort to see my kid once a day, said King. Doing the right thing with the wrong attitude sometimes stains your best intentions. Take Oberon's father, for example. He didn't want children, but he still raised his brood while secretly despising them. And over time that hatred festered, and now in spite of himself it rises to the surface, said Irina. Sometimes the best thing you can do is to leave your child with somebody who genuinely loves them. Did you? Asked King. Yes. Angelica is not my only daughter, and I left my eldest son with some distant relatives, and I was suffering from postpartum depression, and for his safety and my peace of mind, I had no other choice but to abandon him, and he turned out alright, without my toxicity to weigh him down, mused Irina. So what you're saying is that I should distance myself from the Eugenia situation, said King. What I'm saying is that you should play things by ear, said Irina. Don't come into the situation with a preconceived notion, either negative or positive. Just hold the baby in your arms and then see how you feel about it. If you like holding the baby, hold her for a little longer, and if she falls asleep in your arms and you find the sensation agreeable, rock her some more. Try a little bit of carpe diem, live in the moment, and so forth. It is funny for a psychic to tell me to live in the moment, said Kane, laughing. Life is like a finger pointing at the moon. If you look at the moon, the finger pokes you in the eye, said joked Irina. Irina, I don't mean to offend, but you're full of it, said Kane, getting out before walking to his car. He was finally going to live in the moment without stressing so much about the future. Alright, that's the end of the Lover's Pentacle. Bye-bye and God bless.